Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about the difference between live trading and prop trading. I got the idea for this video from a content creator, and he was sharing his opinion that he feels, growing a small account, growing $100 account, $200 account, and a live account to him is more meaningful than growing a prop account. And it's an interesting perspective. um, I feel like I have had experience with both, and I wanted to make this video to share my opinion on what the difference is between trading live and trading prop, and why and when I decide to use either one of the two. Um, I did start off in live accounts for most of my adult life, and then I discovered prop trading over a year ago, like maybe 18 months ago almost. So I'm going to start off with going over what happens when you get a live account. With a live account, it's going to be your account. It's going to be in your name. You're going to be the one funding the account. No one's funding it for you. And I like to believe that in live accounts, you are trading live markets. I have made a video before where I expressed doubts that all brokers are putting live traders in live accounts, and why would they want to if somebody's unprofitable? um, I can't prove that one way or the other, so I'm just gonna make the assumption in my case that my live accounts are trading the live markets. With the live account, you're determining the risk parameters, you're deciding what instruments that you can trade. um, of course, this is all based on the broker and what they allow you to trade based on your experience and the capital you have. You decide your own loss limits, you choose your contract limits, and then it's up to you when you take a payout, and it's kind of your rules. You make your own rules for your own account that you trade with your own money. I like live accounts because, like, it's my environment. I get to decide what the rules are, what the limits are, when I get payouts, how I get paid out. So I like live accounts. I do. But live accounts typically, there's potential for real loss, like really losing your money. When you're losing money in a live account, it's not simulated money. It's real money that's being lost, and that's one of the biggest differences between live and prop. With a prop account, you don't own the account. You're almost what I would describe as like an authorized user on an account, where the prop firm owns the account and you're able to log in and trade the account, but it's not your account. You don't fund the account even when you go to a live account with the prop firm. Technically, like I've made videos about this as well. Most prop firms will only put you into a live account after you've made a certain amount of profit, and then they basically use the profit you made in your sim account and use that as your drawdown in your live account. So technically, you're funding your own live account with a prop firm, but it's still their account. That's the thing. Like, they're funding your account with money they owe you if you take a payout. Most of the time, not always. A lot of prop firms are different, but that's normally what I've seen with prop firms. Prop firms are gonna have fees for evaluation, data, and activation, and I put the asterisk there because it depends on the prop firm. Every prop firm has their own rules on how they do evaluation and data fees and activation fees. So it's not like one size fits all. They all have their own way of doing it. And the idea of a prop account is you get access to a lot more drawdown for normally a fraction of the fees you would pay in order to have a funded prop account. With a prop account, you don't determine the risk parameters because it's not your account. So the prop firm tells you what you can trade. The prop firm tells you what your loss limits are. The prop firm tells you what your contract limits are, and the prop firm decides when you get paid out. So you're losing a lot of control in exchange for leverage. You get potentially greater access to capital. I make decisions on when to use a prop account versus my live account, depending on like where I'm at. So I use cheap evals all the time for the companies like Apex, My Funded Futures, Topstep. Whenever there's a sale, I might buy an eval, and I buy evals really to get practice, just to have some skin in the game and get practice. I've made videos before about the different ways you can get practice for without needing money. So I have a Charles Schwab account, and Charles Schwab bought TD Ameritrade. So with my Thinkorswim account, I have something called paper trade, and it's a simulated environment, but it's the same thing as any sim account. But I can trade in there. I can trade in the sim account. I can test my strategies out risk free, and it's to me it's the best way to really test out ideas without having to risk real capital. But with prop firms and evals, specifically cheap evals, it's a good way to have some skin in the game without significant risk. Because if there's like an incentive to do well, and there's like a punishment, if you call it that, if you get it wrong. I like that idea of having some skin in the game with evals. But over time, I have come to dislike most prop firms. I think a lot of times with prop firms, some of the rules encourages bad behavior and gambling that they claim to be against. And some examples of this that I've seen is prop firms that don't allow you to trade micros. They give you one data pass, weeks to get payouts, specific days per month to make withdrawals, news rules that disqualify accounts. Like if you break this rule, they'll close your account instead of telling you whatever windfall profits you made does not count. They just tell you your account got blown up, no matter what the circumstances are. And my least favorite thing of all is intraday trailing drawdown. I just personally think intraday trailing drawdown forces you to trade a certain way that not everyone trades in that way, and to me it just feels like a scam. Like because your high water mark is going up throughout the day, and that's affecting your drawdown. It doesn't feel like a real environment, and to me it encourages a lot of the bad behaviors that prop firms claim to dislike, to me. So I'm not a scalper, and it does not work for me. So that's that. When I do decide to get a prop account, it's one of two things most of the time. It's either I have an idea I want to try out, but I don't want to try it in my real live account, or I have an idea where I want to have some skin in the game. I want to try it out, have some skin in the game over my paper trade account. Or it's when I found something that's been working really well in my personal accounts or my paper trade account, and then I want to give it a try in a prop account, because that way there's a potential to have a real payout based on the strategy working. So for me, I get prop accounts either A, when I need more practice, or B, when something is working for me in my other accounts and I want to try it out and have the potential to make more money in a prop account because I'll have more capital. The prop firms that I do use still, surprisingly, Topstep has become one of my favorite prop firms because they've fixed their rule where you can no longer trade micros. Now you can if you use their platform called Topstep X. That's a brand new rule. Topstep does not have a news rule, and I think this is fair. I've had in the past with prop firms where I did not have any positions open during the news, and there's like a 2-minute window before and after news comes out where you can't trade, and I had like a part of a bracket order that somehow didn't get closed, got filled, and got filled 10 seconds before I was supposed to be able to make the trade, and that blew up the account, and the account was profitable, and I emailed the company. I said, that's not one. I didn't have any intent of actually trading during the news. Two, the trade did not lose or make money. It didn't do anything really. And I asked, I said, like, is there a way to just not have whatever came from that trade count? And they said, no, buy a new eval. And I thought that was not fair. I thought that was just wrong because in real life, as a real trader, news is gonna come out when you're holding a position. Like that's what real life trading is like. So these rules about news to me, I don't agree with it, honestly. I like that Topstep offers an end of day drawdown. Again, I hate intraday. I think it just enables bad behavior. Um, and their consistency rule in order to get a payout, I think it's fairly reasonable. They need you to get 5 profitable days where you make at least $200. I think 5 days is fair, and I think 5 profitable days is fair. And their payout policy is very straightforward. Um, there's no hoops to jump through. You don't have to wait till a certain day of the month. Um, their consistency rule is fair. You have to have 5 days of profit, of $200 or more profit, and that's reasonable to me. So I like Top Step. Now I do. My second favorite is My Funded Futures, and I do have still a coupon code for them, which is Honest Prop Trader. My Funded Futures also offers end of day drawdown, and what they offer over Top Step is they have no daily loss limit. And this actually does become important, specifically on really volatile days. I've definitely been saved by just having full access to the max drawdown and it's end of day. So that's one of the two companies that offers you access to your full drawdown, um, no daily loss limit, and it's end of day. And earlier, I know I bashed companies that have 1 day to pass, but I think it works for me. I personally would rather pass an eval sooner than later. I don't see any value in taking 4 months to pass an eval by trading really small. So I'd rather pay for a reset instead of pay for a subscription fee for 4 months. Like to me, it's the same thing. So I actually think that's a plus for My Funded Futures. And they do give you the option between expert accounts or starter accounts, and the difference is consistency rules, um, and the option to have no activation fees. So, like, depending on your skill and where you think you're at, you can make a decision based on what's best for you. I personally like their expert accounts the most, because I have had instances where I made a bunch of money in a starter account and I couldn't withdraw it because of the consistency rule. And that it's frustrating when it actually happens to you. When like you're actually in a situation where like let's say you have like a $4,000 day, uh, you can't withdraw that until you make like I think like maybe 9 or 10,000 or something like that. But for me, I like having no consistency rules. At least not like the percentages. Like I don't like that. Trade Day. Trade Day was one of the first prop firms to have really straightforward, simple payout process. It's if you earn the money in the account, you can withdraw it, and they're fast. Like that, their payouts are reasonably quick, and they remove their daily loss limit, which I think makes them really competitive. Um, and my only beef with Trade Day is that they have a news policy. That's my biggest beef with Trade Day. But other than that, these are my favorite prop firms. If you guys have other prop firms that you're trying out that you like, you can share in the comments. Or you can share if you prefer trading live or trading prop. But I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.